It's bound to be downtown. This town. Bye-bye.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Welcome to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. It's being brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne, KRAE Avenue, along with Yellowstone Road, and at the corner of Delrange and Ridge, at the corner of Pershing and Ridge, and coming soon, the grand reopening of the South Greeley Highway address. But until then, the food truck will suffice over in the Outlaw Saloon parking lot. Oh, by the way, 2 words today. Taco Tuesday at all Taco John's of Cheyenne. Key of Cheyenne on Nation Way. Want to thank our good friends AJ and Greg and the entire crew over there. Great-looking Kias on the lot, especially the 2020 variety. A few 19s left, so I was talking with AJ the other day. So, again, come on by, kick a few tires, take a test drive, take home the Kia of your dreams. And again, you're going to find some great pricing plans, especially on those 19s remaining at Kia of Cheyenne. Platte Valley Bank. Bank you done the old-fashioned way, done the high-technology way, done everything in between, what you come to expect from Platte Valley Bank through these many years. And again, you will find Rick and the great crew over on Vanda High, as well as the great crew over at the corner of College and Pershing, Platte Valley Bank. Chick-fil-A at Windmill and Delrange, where they're serving up their mac and cheese, which goes perfect with their chicken sandwich and their waffle fries, and maybe have a soda pop, or you can still try their frosted caramel coffee, still hanging around for a couple, 3 more weeks. So again, go to Ray and City's place right across from Powers Field and Menards at the corner of Windmill and Delrange. 2 convenient drive-thrus serving up 3 squares Monday through Saturday. It's Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange. Medicap Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs. See Gene and the wonderful staff over on Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. Open 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. Shop inside. Use the convenient drive-thru outside. B&B Appliance and TV. 714 Central Avenue, along with the repair center as well. They service what they sell at B&B Appliance and TV. For over 50 years, Bruce and the crew invite you to check out their line of Maytag, GE, Frigidaire, Whirlpool, and more. All perfect for your home. B&B Appliance and TV at 714 Central Avenue. Lennox Auto Body over on Dunn Avenue, the Auto Glass and Detail Center on Pershing Boulevard, both part of Lennox Enterprises, serving our community needs for the last quarter century. First Tier Bank at 1508 Stillwater Avenue, as you will find Tim and the wonderful staff over there, and they invite you to check out their special APYs, annual percentage yields on their CD rates that are going on right now at First Tier Bank. You're going to like those numbers. And matter of fact, just was over and seeing my good friend Joe Mondello. Thank you again for that delicious sandwich today. Yeah, the salami and provolone on that fresh baked bread, absolutely wonderful. And again, over at Mondello's, you can enjoy pizza, stromboli, calzones, their pepperoni rolls. They've got all kinds of delicious Paisan cuisine. And like Joe and I were discussing today, family recipes, not corporate recipes. So when you dine at Mondello's Pizzeria, you know it's like Mom or Dad used to make. Mondello's Pizzeria, Paisan cuisine at its best. 7 days a week, open Monday through Sunday. Sundays from noon until 8 p.m. 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. And we get things underway. Scoreboard time, brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
LCCC Athletics in action this past weekend, Saturday and Sunday, for men's and women's soccer and also women's volleyball. We'll start here in town in Cheyenne with a few contests for men's and women's soccer. As Saturday's games, they both took on Otero Junior College, where for the men, that was a 4-1 victory. For the women against that same squad, at least on the women's side of things, they won 3-0. For the men on Sunday, they took on Trinidad State Junior College here in town, where they won that contest 2-0. For the women, for as long as as they took on Trinidad State Junior College. In that contest, they won 4-0. So with the 2 wins for the men's program, they are 11-3 overall. For LCCC women's soccer, they're 12-0-1 overall and still number 4 ranked in the nation. LCCC women's volleyball in action here in town as well this past weekend, Friday and Saturday. They had contests, Friday's games against Sheridan College, where they won 3 sets to nothing, and Saturday against Northwest College, where they won that as well, 3 sets to none. So with the 2 victories for LCCC, at least women's volleyball, they are 6-20 overall. NHL action for tonight. A few games on the slate where you'll see the Toronto Maple Leafs at home hosting the Minnesota Wild. Tampa Bay Lightning travel to Montreal to see the Canadiens. Winnipeg Jets playing host to the Arizona Coyotes. Philadelphia Flyers travel up north to see the Calgary Flames. The Vancouver Canucks host the Detroit Red Wings. The Nashville Predators will travel to Las Vegas to see the Vegas Golden Knights there at the T-Mobile Arena. And last but not least, at the Staples Center, LA Kings will host the Carolina Hurricanes. That's what's happening in NHL action for tonight. And do want to remind folks, coming up this Friday here on 1480 KRAE, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com is where you can hear this contest. Video live streaming on Periscope via Twitter and the 1480 KRAE YouTube channel. We will have Rock Springs taking on Cheyenne East. It will be the contest of the week for us here on KRAE. 6 o'clock start time, 5:20-ish, tentative pregame show here on KRAE.
Major League Baseball, 1 game on the docket thus far. It's the ALCS Game 3 as the Astros are blanking the Yankees 2-0 in the Bronx. They have moved. They're now done officially with the second inning, so they'll move to the top of the third. Astros with the 2-0 lead. Coming up at around 6:05 our time, will the Nationals say adios to the St. Louis Cardinals? NLCS Game 4 at Nats Park. And the Nationals leading that best of 7, 3-0. Oh, the road is going to be very tough for the Cardinals. Dakota Hudson on the hill for the Redbirds. Patrick Corbin for the Nationals. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Kate.
And we're not just literal taste buds. We're best buds.
And there's nothing that we love more than a
cool,
crisp,
deliciously refreshing Pepsi.
Sure, we live inside your mouth.
But that doesn't mean we don't enjoy the finer things.
Hey, Nate. Pepsi incoming!
Here it comes!
Tastes so good.
Tell me about it.
So,
amazing.
That's what I was thinking.
It's like we share the same mouth, Kate.
Forever and ever, Nate.
Make your taste buds happy and pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi.
You're listening to Cheyenne's new Sports Talk Authority. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today on AM 1480 KRAE.
Coming up on our program today, we will have a couple of press conferences for you. We will have the press conference from Craig Bohl discussing the past weekend's loss at San Diego and talk about the upcoming homecoming game with New Mexico. Vic Fangio also will be stepping up to the microphone. Broncos making it 2 in a row against what I thought was a very pathetic Tennessee Titans team. So we'll hear the comments from the coach and again look ahead towards their next contest. But before we get to both of them, let's talk some high school football. First off, congratulations going out to the South High Fighting Bison as they beat the Laramie Plainsmen this past weekend and again took a 2-point conversion for the Fighting Bison to win that contest against the Laramie Plainsmen.
Well, it was a game that was competitive throughout that entire, at least, evening there at Fighting Bison Stadium against Laramie, a team that even when we saw them in person against Cheyenne Central, numbers are down for that Plainsman team. It's a team that, again, talent-wise, was on the same playing field as Cheyenne South, in my opinion. It was, in my opinion, that I thought South could get away with a victory. I think you were kind of a naysayer, or at least thought it was going to be a tough row ahead to at least take down Laramie for Cheyenne South. But either way, though, against South, in the waning moments of that contest, going for the 2-point conversion and, again, getting it done in their first victory on the season, which now puts them in a technical, at this point in time, again, we still have 2 remaining, at least, regular season games, but a 4-way tie right now with Kelly Walsh, Laramie, and Campbell County, where Cheyenne South still has Campbell County coming up next weekend, or at least this Friday, as they travel up to Gillette to see the Camels. So that's going to be a big, at least playoff implication game for both the Camels and the Fighting Bison. Again, South, who defeated the Camels last year in town, a game we had here on 1480 KRAE. So, for Dan Gallus and his squad, they know that they can beat Campbell County. You just got to go on the road and get it done this time around. Again, Kelly Walsh does own the tiebreaker with Cheyenne South with their lone victory, that 1-6 for the Trojans. That victory coming against Cheyenne South. So, again, an interesting move where, again, the last two teams in Class 4A do not make it to the postseason, as we have a virtual four-way tie with Campbell County, South, Kelly Walsh, and Laramie, all at 1-6.
And the tie will be busted this weekend, dependent on the Campbell County South game. If South wins, they're in. It's a pretty simple drill because they will hold the tiebreaker over both Campbell County and Laramie. So that's in a nutshell. You win at Campbell County, you're in. You lost already to Kelly Walsh, so,
And, again, their lone win, but for Kelly Walsh, again, without looking at their schedule ahead, but, again, don't anticipate Kelly Walsh getting another victory. Don't really anticipate, Laramie getting another victory on the board. We'll see what happens, but for South and Campbell County, this is, a big contest, even for two teams that have two wins here in Class 4A
and South
combined.
And South helps Kelly Walsh. That's what they do because Kelly Walsh holds. Well, now Kelly's going to have to win one more game.
Well, Laramie right now has the tiebreaker over Kelly Walsh because, again, their lone victories over Kelly Walsh. Kelly Walsh's one is against South. Campbell County's against Laramie.
So South will help out more KW than anybody, and KW would have to win. So,
and again, without seeing what the two remaining games are for the Trojans here in Class 4A, but again, for Cheyenne South, we do know that this weekend that they'll be up in Gillette
and
taking
that's
on
their
the
best
Campbell
shot
County
to win.
because the final game of the regular season. Again, there's two games remaining before we hit postseason here in the state of Wyoming, but for Cheyenne South, you're taking on the Camels. Very beatable. You beat them last year. You can absolutely do it again on the road. But after that, your final game, you got, albeit it's here in town, but you got to travel to Risky Field to see a red-hot Cheyenne Central team that right now their focus after losing to Cheyenne East in a very competitive way is seeding. They're trying to get that home field advantage or at least that first round, at least playoff game here in town. Or if not, kind of keep somewhere high in the standings. So, maybe we see East versus Central once again, 4 versus 5, some way, somehow, in that first round. That's going to be the main focus right now for Cheyenne Central. And again, they're not going to take South lightly. They're going to tune up things, take care of business, and again, try to get into the postseason in a healthy way, and also in a way that was competitive for them to prepare for that first round contest.
Well, with the Central Indians, again, they can't even look towards South. They've got Natrona coming up at Risky Field this weekend.
Which they could be competitive with.
And Cheyenne East has a couple of tough ones left on their schedule. Rock Springs, no pushover, and you also have.
I do not foresee that Rock Springs wins against Cheyenne East.
Never said that either. I just said
I don't think
it's
gonna be. I don't really think it's going to be competitive as we believe. Even though Rock Springs did, have a lead against Thunder Basin, albeit being in Rock Springs, that's a long road trip for Thunder Basin to make across the state for a contest. But Rock Springs did have a lead at a point in time, but Thunder Basin once again gets the come from behind victory.
They've been the cardiac kings this all season. Thunder Basin. They came from behind at Sheridan. They came from behind to beat Natrona. They came from behind to beat East. And then
that tells me that they're a good team. They know
very good outfit.
Again, when they're down, do not count this team out any point in time. I think that tells you that Thunder Basin, without a doubt, is a dangerous team. And as I've been saying since the start of high school football, Thunder Basin has a legitimate shot, without a doubt, to win the state title. Without a doubt, at this point in time, you could comfortably say it as they are sitting 7-0. That Thunder Basin could be, and I still think should be, your state champions coming at least here in the middle of November.
Well, and again, you look at Thunder Basin right now, they're in charge of their own destiny because they will, again, win their next couple of games. They will be at home for the entire round of the playoffs. That would be the quarterfinals, semifinals, and again,
And the
tough
team,
place to play.
And the team that for Thunder Basin that they have their eye on, and the only team that they have to have their eye on is Sheridan at 6-1. Cheyenne East 5-2, Natrona County 5-2. So again, losing the next two, so to speak, for Thunder Basin, that put them at a tie with those two. But they already hold those tiebreakers with Cheyenne East defeating them already, defeating Natrona County already. Sheridan sitting at 6-1. Again, not seeing what the two remaining games for the Broncos are coming up here. But again, that is the only team right now on Thunder Basin's radar that would take away that number one seeding. It's pretty much a guarantee at this point, unless Thunder Basin finds a way to trip up and again, kind of muddle those at least standings.
Well, you could figure out who Sheridan has this weekend. You got South at Gillette. You got East hosting Rock Springs. You got Central entertaining Natrona. Sheridan has Casper Kelly Walsh. Thunder Basin has Laramie.
All right, so right there for the two powerhouses, that's guaranteed wins.
Yeah, I mean, and
I think
even
without
if
a doubt.
even if I got it reversed, but I know Sheridan's already played Laramie. So again, those games are basically
Those should be.
you already,
Those should
already
be.
got doubles.
Those
Yeah.
those should be. beat
One will be
down,
a
so
running
yeah.
clock for sure.
I think both can. I think without a doubt.
I think
Thunder Basin easily could, and same with Sheridan. Sheridan's already done it a few times. And look what they did to Gillette. Easily could do it again.
Our three premier games: South at Gillette at Campbell County. That is a premier game. Winner, win, you're in. That's a simple math right there.
I think you're at least in Class 4A, your games of the week, yeah, without a doubt, is South versus Campbell County, because again, that is playoff implications. That is more so of who's going to be the last team in, so to speak, who's going to garner at least that 8-7 spot between those two, if at all, and also too, with our contest, East versus Rock Springs, that could muddle up a lot of standings as well, too. If, for instance, Rock Springs does get the win, East does fall at home, which could be a possibility. I don't foresee it at all. But, again, that put both East and Rock Springs at 5-3. Central, we'll see what happens against Natrona County. Don't foresee them to win that contest because, again, that's going to be a very tough one against
I disagree. I disagree with you.
They'll be competitive. But, again, I don't deny what Coach Harshman has with his Mustangs.
And I'm not going to take anything away from them, too. But I go back to what East did at Cheney and Alumni Field. They were down by 2 scores, rally back. Should have won that game. Casper Natrona does have chinks in their armor. I think what you're playing this weekend at Risky Field is probably one of the most improved teams in Class 4A. And it's been an improvement from week 1 to week 2 to week 3 to week 4, all the way to Cheyenne East and Cheyenne Central this past weekend.
All right, then if you play devil's advocate with what could happen here in Class 4A, Central, for instance, if they win, defeat Natrona County, Rock Springs wins, and defeats Cheyenne East, which I won't say they're non-possibilities. I don't foresee it to happen, but with that being said, if Rock Springs and Central come away with the victories, albeit at Saturday morning, here we are, the standings would put all 4 of those teams at 5-3.
And guess what?
And it makes it even that much more interesting for seeding.
And it's called a coin flip at that time. But again, we'll still have one more game to decide things at the end of the season. But if that would be the case, Nick, it would be a coin flip.
But I think all 3 Cheyenne teams, at least coming up this Friday, all play very important games, without a doubt. Without a doubt, say.
First off, we'll look at the East game.
I mean, all three, Central and East, it is more so seeding and where you're going to move up in the standings. That's their main focus right now to get ready for postseason. They're locked. East and Central are locked right now in the postseason. For South, it is more their playoff lives of what they're fighting for, which they have a legitimate possibility.
East needs this win big time against Rock Springs. And Coach Goff even said in our postgame show, you never take anything away from Rock Springs. It's a struggle against them. They always seem to come up with a good game plan against the Thunderbirds.
Well, again, you're going against Coach Linhart, who, again,
new coach.
It was a phenomenal, at least, product down in lower classes with Torrington, leading in the state championships. Again, former athletes now play for the University of Wyoming. Again, he knows what he's doing, and, again, revitalizing this Rock Springs program. But, again, it's a long road trip out here. You're coming out, again, where East had to travel to Tigers Den last year. You now got to play here in town. You got to take on Cheyenne East, where it seems like it's clearly at home field advantage for the East High Thunderbirds, where you don't really win a whole lot. It's kind of like with Cheney Alumni Field in Natrona County. It's pretty tough to come away with a victory out there at Okie Blanchard Sports Complex. Well, talk about what happened with Central, who, again, we'll eventually get to that game, recap what happened this past Friday, but look what happened in the contest that we had of how difficult it was just to at least attempt to get that victory for Central, who probably should have won that game.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, there's about 3 instances that come to my mind that kind of gave the game away for Central. But East will be on their home field. Weather conditions look like it's going to be absolutely perfect Friday night.
It shouldn't be windy.
Yeah, so it's not going to be 10 degrees.
Yeah, post snow. Yeah.
So then this is going to bode well for Cheyenne East. Again, all facets, running and throwing. So, and again, we saw what I liked in the East win. Wait a minute. What I liked in the East win this past weekend was Graydon Buell did not have to rely on Chance Allmiller. He found Cole Michaeli and Jackson Hesford. He really used Jackson Hesford a lot. And even when Anderton was bottled up running, again, Jackson Hesford stepped up and made some big receiving catches.
Yeah, East is that dual threat that they absolutely can do that with whoever here in Class 4A. We know that. We've seen it plenty of times. You're talking about the weather conditions coming up for Cheyenne East in this contest that we'll have. Again, Rock Springs versus Cheyenne East, again, 6 o'clock kickoff this Friday that we will have here on 1480 KRAE. Again, weather has not been an issue for Cheyenne East.
No.
I don't think field conditions have been an issue for this team. I think the biggest issue for the Cheyenne East team is the penalties. Or just these stupid mistakes that the Thunderbirds are committing that at this point in time, again, we're 2 weeks away from the postseason. And you're still making these mistakes that should not be happening of a veteran squad, a team that is kind of in high regard here in Class 4A. You should not be committing some of these penalties that are allowing teams like Cheyenne Central to get back into these contests. Like Cheyenne South that had opportunities early in that contest to put points on the board and be competitive. This is a Cheyenne East team that right now has kind of it's more the discipline kind of issue still here late in this season.
And no one's going to argue with that, and I'm sure Chad Goff's not going to argue with you. He's going to, as they sit down and go through film session. Again, I don't know what on the offensive side. I can't tell you, does Buell have a different cadence on the field? Because we can't hear it.
Yeah, obviously.
So, and again, the offensive linemen are making these blunders more because you're not seeing Anderton making those mistakes. You're not seeing the receivers making those mistakes. It's coming from the interior line. So, again, with that being said, is it a cadence problem? Going up to the line of scrimmage, forgetting the count, holding? I don't know. But you got 2 games to work it out before you get to the playoffs. And you're absolutely right. This is a really good – East is a really good football team. Not going to take nothing away. And really, 4 points, and they could be undefeated right now. 4 lousy points, and this is an undefeated team we're talking about. And again, do I think they're one of the best teams? They will get they'll get that notice from me here in a couple weeks if they can beat Sheridan at Homer Scott Field.
Which is going to be a very tough task.
But I think that can be done.
Something in my gut says that Sheridan takes care of business again. You can't disrespect that Sheridan.
I know, but I don't think it's going to be a 42-14 blowout.
No, I don't anticipate that. I would not doubt that would be another low score, or at least close one, a 1-2 point victory for the Sheridan Broncos. That's going to be a grind out. Whoever has at least the ball last is going to win that contest, sort of a game. I anticipate that, but does Cheyenne East have enough to on the road against Sheridan? We're talking Homer Scott Field is on that same vein as Cheney Alumni Field, or even where I'm saying Okie Blanchard Sports Complex. Not a whole lot of teams go up there and win.
No, and
it is really tough to get it done.
This is the time for Cheyenne East to stand up and take charge. They need to.
Again, you can't deny that
they're one of the best.
Sheridan is 6-1 at this point in time. They're still a good outfit.
Who did they lose to? They lost to Thunder Basin. So
who's an undefeated good outfit?
I'm just saying, who's the common opponent? They both have lost to Thunder Basin.
All right.
Sheridan beat Natrona. Cheyenne East lost in double overtime to Natrona. I throw that as a wash.
I'm just saying, you can't disrespect Sheridan.
I am not disrespecting
at
them.
home, nonetheless. That Cheyenne East, again, talent-wise, they'll match up without a doubt, but again, it's just that home nature, what Sheridan does, historically a good program, very, again, a well-known program here in the state of Wyoming, many championships there. Mm-hmm. That's just the slight advantages that I give Sheridan for that final game. Again, before we get, as we still got one more contest.
Agree or disagree with me? Sheridan scores, okay? Can you tell me that East could come right back and score as well?
Seeing that,
and you've seen Sheridan.
Seeing that defense, it's a possibility.
I think they can match them. That's what I'm saying. Going even to Homer Scott Field, like they did at Cheney Alumni Field.
But again, we go back to this Friday. Look at Central's defense of how tough they were against Cheyenne East.
Yeah.
I think Sheridan, of what we saw between Sheridan and Central, where there's your litmus test where you saw two teams right there, Sheridan proved that their defense is pretty staunch as well, too. And I think probably a little bit more talented than what Cheyenne Central's going to toss out on that field. So that's where I kind of pause and go, could Cheyenne East score? Yeah, possibly. Again, it's a team that's not afraid.
But see, and
it can move the ball, but again, it's a team that could easily stall out too.
But you're also selling Cheyenne Central short. I think they're a lot better. Again, from what we saw,
I'm talking again. Central is good, but are they talent-wise going to match up? Again, they lost to Sheridan already in town.
They lost to Sheridan. They lost to Thunder Basin. They got smoked by Thunder Basin. I'm
just saying, talent-wise, I think Sheridan versus Cheyenne Central. Give it, if that's a first-round playoff game coming up here in Class 4A, I think Sheridan does defeat Central once again. Yeah. Unfortunately, but I just think they have
they got a
little bit more talent on that side.
But I'm going to tell you right now, Casper Natrona coming down to Risky Field, I'm not going to hand that one to the Mustangs. Yes, I have a lot of respect.
I think that will be competitive. I don't anticipate that Central gets blown out by the Mustangs. I really hope not.
I actually think they can beat them. I don't think that the Mustangs this year are not the Mustangs of old. And Central, again, another rivalry game for Central with Casper Natrona. And I think they can match them score for score.
I still think Natrona County is a good outfit.
I think defensively they're pretty doggone
good.
Again,
Sheridan and Natrona County is where they sit 6-1, 5-2 for the Mustangs. Still can make it to the state championship game. We could see that repeat once again.
And
depending on how
what's to say the Central can't make it? The offense right now is
the four teams that look above right now: Cheyenne Central, Natrona County, East, Sheridan, Thunder Basin. Thunder Basin clearly proved that they are a lot better than Cheyenne Central. Granted, that was at Thunder Basin.
And week one.
And again, right now as it stands, Central's got to go on the road for most of these, at least, postseason games.
Well, again, depends on what happens with Casper Natrona this weekend. And then they finish out with South. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that they win both games.
All right, so they sit 6-3.
They sit 6-3.
Natrona would have
be 6-3.
Yeah.
Guess what? They would hold the tiebreaker over Natrona. Guess who would fall into the number 5 hole?
Well, that's the big thing, is that you got to get it done here coming up this Friday.
That's right. You must win. I'm sorry to say, it's a must-win for Cheyenne Central.
If anything for Cheyenne Central, again, it's must-win if you want to have a home playoff contest, without a doubt.
And here's what
where you do not have to travel to the Okie Blanchards, where, again, albeit it was a close contest, you still unfortunately lost.
Here's three
you don't have to travel up to, at least as of right now, to Thunder Basin.
Right. But here's the three things that Central needs to do this weekend. And it's very simple. A, Tippets, got to hit your field goals.
Yeah, that
was a chip shot, and you I don't care what hash mark you're on.
That was basically field goal range, and missed that one. If he made it, we would have had overtime.
Second thing is, you can't fumble in the open field. I mean, let's be real honest. I tip my cap to Chance Miller. He basically stripped Labatos of the football. That was a touchdown. I watched that again today. That was 6 in the making.
Well, Central also, too, had their opportunity as well, too, with at least one.
I understand. And then the third thing, when you have an interception, you can't drop it. I mean, it was right. I was watching that again, too, right in the hands. And again, the kid's a sophomore. I'm not going to take anything away from him. He's a good athlete.
Yeah.
But you got to catch those. I mean, you got to. It's an interception. You got to take it. You got to take it and run with it.
Well, and again,
could have been a pick six.
And I do believe that was Johnson on that INT attempt, where even on the receiving side for Johnson, again, as you mentioned, a sophomore,
No, Talich dropped one.
Oh, that's Talich. But again, you talk about the hands, though, for this team. Still a lot of issues, at least catching balls, whether it's on the defensive side of things, where, again, you talk Talich, Johnson, where a few drop balls of big opportunities there for Cheyenne Central. Again, still a young squad out there, still developing those kind of playmaking skills, developing those hands at this point in time. But, how many times did we see for Cheyenne Central missed opportunities? You had those big plays, and just one simple drop cost you a potential score, cost you a potential, 20-yard making to get you within, the red zone against Cheyenne East.
Well, same with East. I mean, East blew some opportunities as well. But again, that's a tribute to both sides of the football for both teams. East defensively made the big stops when they needed to. Central came up big. You know how they came up big? They shut down Anderton. When Anderton could not get started in the early part of the game, that forced the Thunderbirds, what they didn't want to do is throw the football because, again.
Well, we know Central's defense, at least on the rushing game, on run defense, they're really good.
Yeah, you
good.
You got Bullock, you got Kostelecki, you got Lundberg, and you also have Lobatos. Those four guys right there.
You were basically matching up last Friday between Central and East. You had Central with one of probably the best run defenses in all the state against Cheyenne East's run defense. That's a little spotty at sometimes. But it has difficulty wrapping up. We saw that a couple times with Lobatos where he was breaking through, dragging a few players, and this is nothing new for Cheyenne East at this point in time. They're having that difficulty for whatever reason this season, wrapping up tacklers and bringing them down.
On the defensive side, though, better pass defense, Cheyenne East, as opposed to Cheyenne Central.
Yeah.
So one negates the other.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, if you did not go to the game, you missed out on one of the classics. And again, in my 33 years here now, that was one of the better East Central games that I have seen. And again, if it wasn't for the missed field goal, and I do not fault Coach Apodaca, I'd have done that too. That was the play to call. I think they were, fourth down and about at the 6-yard line when Tippett's got called in and unfortunately shanked it to the right. But that was
it was a call. It was, again, without seeing what the score was, but
it was 24-14 at the time.
No,
and that would have made it 24-17. And then Central comes back and then scores a touchdown. That would have tied it. But the thing is, this was a good East Central game. It kept you on your, hands all night long because it was like, what's going to happen next? We were waiting for those big plays. The big plays happened, and then then they had to really fight hard to punch it in. So again, I thought it was a great, entertaining game. Fans really enjoyed it on both sides. I talked to quite a few folks, Central folks as well as East folks. Everybody enjoyed it. I watched the video replay of it, and if you weren't there, you missed out on a classic, and that was a classic East Central matchup. East again in the century of the 21st century, they are the dominant team. They continue to win.
But I think Central's showed that, yes, we are, Central's almost there, almost back to be, at least take away that rivalry, so to speak, or at least get those victories more plentiful than what Cheyenne East has been doing in recent years. Central kind of proved that this past Friday of, yes, we're kind of revitalized now under head coach Mike Apodaca. We are just a few pieces away from stealing one of these wins away from you, Cheyenne East, finally.
And don't be surprised, and I say that right now. Depending on a couple of intangibles, don't be surprised that these two teams meet in the first round of the playoffs.
Again,
and that would suck.
That all matters coming up here, for the final two.
But I'm just saying though, if these two teams got to play in the playoffs against each other, I think that's going to suck because I think either team, again, East would, and just say they finish fourth, for example, and Central drops to 6, just for argument's sake. East will have the first home game, and Central will be on the road. I don't want to face Central. I don't care if I'm going to Homer Scott Field. I don't care if I'm going to Cheney Alumni Field. This is a dangerous team, and you can't turn your back on these guys. They're a lot better. And again, Nick, it's not how you play in week 1. It's how you're playing in week 9 and 10.
They've been growing throughout this entire Class 4A season, but, so far in the 3 losses against the top 4 teams here in Class 4A, you haven't gotten it done yet. Again, this was your more competitive game. which, if anything, again, here we are of recent memory for Cheyenne Central. That's good to see. That's good to see that now you were competitive. Thunder Basin, that was an ugly game. Week 0, you eliminate off that board. Again, you just wipe it from the memory. It happened.
And they did.
Couple weeks, again, next week after that one, you're competitive at home against Sheridan. You lost that contest, again, due to the lightning delay and all the other effects. You were so competitive against the Sheridan team, albeit with all the delays and the rain and the conditions out there. Still took it to the Bronx. Again, 3-point loss here against Cheyenne East. That's the only troubling thing I have to say with the Indians is, though, you haven't taken down yet a top 4 team in Class 4A, which is a little bit troubling. That can this team do it?
And they got one last shot this weekend, and I think they can. I think they match up well with Natrona.
Like I said, that will be a competitive game. I don't foresee Mustangs blowing out Central. That would be an absolute shock. And could Central win this game at home? Yeah.
Yeah, I think they can. And, again, Central could win. We're hoping that South can possibly steal one at Gillette.
I think they can. I really think they can. Again, it feels like you're downplaying Cheyenne South. Again, this is a team that beat this same team last year.
But they're a different outfit this year.
South is different as well, too.
Not as different as Gillette is. And you guys saw Gillette against East, and you didn't get a real good litmus test because that was week 1 as well.
I'm just saying, it's Cheyenne South, though, impressive what they did at home against Larry, getting their first victory on the schedule. I think South as well matches up very well with Campbell County, even on the road. I really believe so. And I think South, knowing the implications, knowing what's on the line, to give a little boost of confidence out, at least for those Fighting Bison, you would assume that Coach Dan Gallis and that coaching staff is saying, hey, we have a chance for playoffs here. This is for our playoff lives. This is do or die right here. This is our own. You play this game as if it's your only opportunity. Because, again, you got to take on Cheyenne Central for your final game at Risky Field.
The seniors better step – again, the few seniors that are on that team better step it up. And I'm looking at the right youngster, Alex Soto. I mean, these guys got to step up, and they got to take charge and help this team win. Also, too, just real quick before we go to the break, same with Cheyenne East. I think Cheyenne East is going to have to be the tone setter against Rock Springs because, again, Tigers going to come in there. They're going to be hungry. They're going to look for an upset. I think East is going to have to. And this is
but Rock Springs might also be road weary.
And they could, but the Thunderbirds and the Thunderbirds could pound Rock Springs like they did when they went over to South.
I think they could.
I hope they do. I hope they do pound them this weekend. All right, we need to take a timeout. We'll come back and we will check in with the head coach of the Wyoming Cowboys. Yes, Craig Bohl's press conference coming up after this here on 1480 KRAE.
At Medicap Pharmacy, we concentrate on nothing but your medications and your health. Each location is a locally owned full-service neighborhood pharmacy. We won't make you walk through aisles and aisles of stuff or wait in a long line. Instead, we'll always make time for you by listening, answering your questions, and explaining your prescriptions.
Medicap Pharmacy. We'll always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
B&B Appliance and TV has been your locally owned appliance store for 49 years. Not only do we offer several major brands, we also service what we sell. And we have the largest parts department in Laramie County. Next time you're in a big box store, just ask to see their parts and service department. Then come visit the appliance experts at B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
Relieve your stress. I'm A.J. Miller for Kia of Cheyenne. With a new Kia vehicle, you get one of the best warranties in America. The new 2019 Kia Sorento comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. 2019 Kia Sorento gives you up to 122 cubic feet of cargo space, 7-passenger seating, available all-wheel drive, and wireless charging for your devices. Come into Kia of Cheyenne, call 775-0123 or go to KiaofCheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or a retailer for details.
For almost 30 years, I've had the pleasure to talk about Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. Hi, this is Larry Proetti with an invitation to bring your vehicle into Cars for service and minor repairs that are done with precision and care. Now, I've known John and his staff for a long time, and when it comes to tune-ups, replacing shocks, fixing fuel pumps, replacing timing chains, working on heating and air conditioning units, or even just a good old-fashioned oil change, I only trust my car when it comes to service to be under the care of Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service. They are a TechNet professional, where their work is covered by a nationwide limited repair warranty that extends across North America for 24 months or 24,000 miles, whichever comes first. For more information, check out technetprofessional.com on the World Wide Web. Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service always goes one step above the rest when it comes to the care of your vehicle. 604 West Lincoln Way in Cheyenne, open Monday through Friday. Call and set up an appointment at 632-0498.
Welcome to the biggest thing in tacos since tacos. Introducing the Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. That's right, we said it. Perfecto. That's Spanish for perfect. We redesigned it with an aerodynamic shell to give you the best bite every bite. Choose between seasoned to perfection beef, chili lime chicken, or upgrade to hand-carved sirloin steak. Sure, it was hard to perfect, but it's easy to eat. The Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Otherwise, for today, sunshine and a bit cooler. Expected daytime high 53. Mostly clear for tonight, a low down to 30. Tomorrow, Wednesday, mostly sunny. We're calling for a daytime high near 70. Winds out of the west at 5 to 15, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. Mostly clear Wednesday night with a low down to 36. And for Thursday, mostly sunny. We're calling for a daytime high of 73 degrees.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Okay, everybody, we'll go ahead and get started. We've got a big week. It's homecoming. First of all, it's great to have Coach Davey back on the sideline. Coach and I have known each other for a long, long time, and I know he had a pretty serious heart issue that's on the mend, so it's good to see him back on the sideline. We're certainly excited about playing the New Mexico Lobos. It is homecoming, and it should be great weather, so we encourage our fans to come out and support these Cowboys. A little bit of reflection on last week's game. And we knew going into the ball game it would be a game that was going to be decided by a couple plays here or there, and that bared out. It was a physical game. I thought our team played really hard. We came up on the short end of the stick, which is disappointing. But credit San Diego State. I thought they played well. It was a physical game. We did lose some players. Eric Abogier will be gone for, I'd say, several weeks. And right now I'd say Titus Swain would be questionable. We'll find out a little bit more as the week goes along. We were in hopes to have Logan Harris back for the game, and he still did not pass concussion protocol, so he's still in that. We're in hopes that he will be returning. So, quite a bit of injuries there. I appreciate the guys that came in and played, Blaine Baker, Patrick Arnold, and so we've had a lot of guys get an opportunity to play a lot of football. So where we're at, we're 4-2. We're in the mountainside here, getting ready to play New Mexico. Our team's excited about it. We've got a lot to play for, and so at this time, questions.
Were you shocked that the defensive line wasn't able to get more pressure on Agnew this weekend? They've given up 11 sacks coming in.
Yeah.
They're number one in the league.
Well, I think they had a good plan. They rolled him out quite a bit, and we lost containment quite a bit. And so, what we were going to need to do in that ball game is get some takeaways too, and neither one of those things happened. So that certainly had an impact in the ball game. Other questions? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You've seen the tape now. Do you think those were?
Well, I can get myself in a pretty hot water, but I can tell you, I thought the referees called the game pretty doggone conservatively. But I will say this is, and that may be the soundbite that's out there, I thought they called them conservative. They were consistent, and but yeah, they were there were some pretty conservative calls, and that's just how the game comes out. But let's be real clear. San Diego State beat us. Okay.
Both the losses have been late game chances for you guys to come back and make a win.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't been able to control the ball probably as well as you want.
Well, I'm cutting you off here, but what I'm disappointed is we had a chance to come up with a stop on both of those games, and we didn't do it. I've talked to our defensive staff about that. We come back, we regain the lead, we got to come up and make a stop, and we've not been able to do that. And so we have to take a look in the mirror and see, okay, what are we doing, how we position our players in that last drive. This last week, we got into a 2-minute mode with Sean. Things he did okay in it. There's other things he certainly has to grow, and we're going to continue to work on that. So that was a short answer to your brief question, but was there some more to that?
No, that's a perfect answer.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate the media saying it's a perfect answer. Let's get that in quotations. Yes, Davis, I'll give you a perfect answer.
When you looked at the film, both from Tulsa and the San Diego State game, was there a common thread defensively where you guys?
I think the one common thread was we did not really go after the ball like we had been, either through interceptions or causing fumbles. And that had, we were -2 in that game, and we were going to probably need to be at least +1. So that was one common thread. I think in the second half we got worn down a little bit. I thought San Diego State dented our defensive line some. Now I can tell you this: I walked past our offensive linemen during the pregame warm-up. I mean, they've got some. San Diego State's got some big, strong guys up front. So I think we'll rebound well. But that's probably the two of the common themes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
In that first half, is there something that they switched up defensively, in terms of going?
Well, I think I appreciate all the players that were working out there. I do want to say Eric Abougier, I think, is an excellent offensive lineman. He played in the first half. He didn't play in the second half, so had a big impact in the ball game. I know this is sometimes it's not about the X's and O's; it's about the Jimmy and the Joes. And Eric's going to be missed, but we'll get the next guy in there. Yes.
How much pressure is that going to put on you guys to really try and get this passing attack?
Mm-hmm. We're trying like crazy. Now, we had a couple big plays that were some play-action passes. We had some drop balls. Sean's got to throw the ball better, but I think, we kind of are who we are. One of the things I think that was an excellent run defense, and if you looked at what we were able to do in the first half in the running game, I think it was pretty impressive. Now, we're going to need to certainly throw the ball better, but we cannot just say we're not going to run the football, and we also can't say that probably would not like to run Sean as much as we're running him, but he's a pretty effective weapon there also. Yes, Davis.
With some of the drops, is that strictly a concentration thing? Is there anything
Mm-hmm.
you try to put the receivers there?
Well, I think some of it's confidence and some of it's, the hand placement. Certainly, you look at guys' catch radius. And then you look at where the ball was thrown. Certain guys have the ability to make plays where they can adjust to the ball, so other guys don't. And I think, we're halfway through the season now. We kind of have what we have. We're going to work on some of those guys, but there have been too many drops. And I know everybody has made points about Sean's completion percentage, and that needs to improve as well. But there's a give and take, and so we'll work on those things.
Coach, is there something to get Sean more into a rhythm earlier in the game that you guys are looking at it?
Well, every game is going to be different as opposed to how they deploy defensive guys. And we did feel like in this last game it was going to be important for us to come out and establish the running game. Some of the throws, there was one throw that it looked errant and the ball actually just slipped out of Sean's hand. It was one that he underthrew. Most of the other ones were thrown fairly well, though. Yes?
Coach, you went with the 3 linebackers against
Mm-hmm.
San Diego State with movement in there. Is that something you might
Right.
do more of?
Well, once again, that's contingent upon what type of offense we play. We do feel like, between Cash, Cash is an excellent player. Obviously, Logan's really good, and Chad in there. Those are 3 really good players. Now, some of it had to do with what they were doing offensively, so it was a good matchup. Yes.
You guys have been high on Chad even since the spring.
Mm-hmm.
Has he been maybe even better than you thought he might be?
Yes. Yeah, the thing that Chad has done, now, however, there were a couple plays that when we watched the tape, I know he's going to wish he had back again. But he's very decisive. He's an explosive tackler. He's intelligent, and he runs the field well. And so those are good combinations of a good linebacker. Yes.
You brought up Sean's completion percentage as kind of something that people have talked about. I'm just curious, what makes Sean the best option right now for you guys?
Well, I think you got to look at productivity. He's able to move the chains. Certainly, Tyler's. Now we chart everything in practice, and right now Sean's actually completing the ball better in practice than what Tyler is. But you've got so much more of a dual threat, and that had not typically been our MO. But Sean is. There was one run he ran along the sideline. He stiff-armed a guy and then just jacked another guy and kept going. That's hard to defend, and so that gives us a great option there. And I think even when you look back against Missouri, two of their players, there was an all-SEC linebacker, and then he stiff-armed an all-SEC defensive back and ran for 75 yards. Missouri's a pretty good football team. It's a pretty good defense, so I think he's a pretty good option. Other questions? Yes, Davis.
In that same breath, with him being as physical as he is, and obviously that's his game plan and his style, do you talk to him at all about slotting when he's near the sideline, or is that just who he is?
I do, and Coach Vegan does, and there's been times he does. He's not a very good listener. He isn't, but, and it's all, we all kind of love it now, but if he does go down, things are going to change. So we've talked to him about that. Right now, I know when he takes off and runs, he feels like he's got an S on his chest, and so far he has, and so we're going to have to continue to work with him. However, I think we would be handcuffing our offense if we did not allow him to take off and run on some predetermined quarterback runs and then also unscripted pass plays. He's really turned the field over there as well.
He said after the Tulsa game, asked him about the play at the goal line.
Yeah.
He said, I have to learn to hold the ball better, but my game, my makeup, I'm not going to try that.
No, he won't. You know what? And you're right. We got it because there was a time in this last game where he's got to work on some ball security. But that DNA, we're not going to change him. Now if he was making $15 million a year and playing in the NFL, that may change him some. But right now he's an amateur. So, yep. Other questions? You guys have had some good ones. Big ball game coming up. Yes, Reese. Well, they play two different quarterbacks. Jones played against CSU, and Tabaka's a guy that we had recruited and we know a lot about. Both of those two guys are excellent players. They do run the ball well. They can throw the ball. Last week, I don't know how many people saw the carry that Carroll had. He squirted all the way down the sidelines and dropped the ball right before he got in the end zone. But we got to look and say this next time he's probably going to make sure he's got good ball security. Defensively, they operate with a 3-down front. They're pretty multiple, a lot of guys at different angles. They have given up some big plays in the back end, and so we need to exploit that. They also are -10 in the turnover margin, and we have got to, when we play well, we get the ball, and we hold on to the football, and so we've got to do that as well.
Come through the door. Well, we know life can be busy and you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking products with features such as bill pay, recurring transfers, mobile deposit, and now digital wallet. At Platte Valley Bank, you can manage your money how you want, when you want. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Hop into the KRAE Time Machine each Monday through Thursday for the golden age of radio, featuring famous radio classics such as Jack Armstrong and Suspense Theater, along with pioneers in the entertainment industry like Bob Hope and Abbott and Costello, along with many other performers who've captured our ears many, many years ago. Join us for the golden age of radio Monday through Thursday, 8 until 10 p.m. on 1480 KRAE, also 101.1 FM, and you can also stream all of our programming on 1480krae.com.
Come one, come all to the third annual Fall Halloween Festival Farmers and Crafters Market presented by family-owned and operated Riverbend Nursery and Stone Company. This annual event will be Saturday, October 19th from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. at 8908 Yellowstone Road. It's only $5 entry per carload. There will be plenty of vendors and crafters, hay rides, pumpkins, straw and corn stalks for sale, along with crafts for kids, fall and Halloween gift items, and a whole lot more, including food vendors serving up delicious eats. All youngsters are encouraged to wear their Halloween costumes too. So mark it down and plan to attend a fun day at the third annual Fall Halloween Festival Farmers and Crafters Market, Saturday, October 19th from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. Brought to you by Riverbend Nursery and Stone Company on Yellowstone Road in North Cheyenne.
Cheyenne Urological has been the cornerstone of urinary care to Cheyenne and its surrounding communities for over 20 years, with doctors Bryant, Everett, Gajewski, and their highly trained staff providing top-quality treatment for prostate cancer, urinary tract infections, kidney stones, impotence, and incontinence. Cheyenne Urological is now offering cutting-edge robotic surgery. So call Cheyenne Urological at 635-4131 for compassionate, expert urinary care. That's 635-4131.
The team at Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange, directly across from Powers Field and Menards, are proud sponsors of the student athletes for the 2019-2020 school year for high school and LCCC. Not only do they support the athletes, but they are ready for your next cater-out event, meeting, or gathering. A special thank you to Chick-fil-A and all they do for 1480 KRAE and our sister station KYOI-FM during the year. For more information, call Chick-fil-A at 638-4444.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Well, the wise for today, sunshine and a bit cooler, expected daytime high 53, mostly clear for tonight, a low down to 30. Tomorrow, Wednesday, mostly sunny. We're calling for a daytime high near 70. Winds out of the west at 5 to 15, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. Mostly clear Wednesday night with a low down to 36. And for Thursday, mostly sunny. We're calling for a daytime high of 73 degrees.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Hour number 2, Wyoming Sports Talk Today, being brought to you by Mondello's Pizza. Open 7 days a week, and again, Sundays from noon until 8. Thanks again, Joe. Delicious sandwich once again over at Mondello's Pizzeria. Paisan cuisine at its best. First Tier Bank is right across the street at 1508 Stillwater Avenue. And again, they're open Monday through Friday. Check them out for some great CD rates. Lennox Auto Body over on Dunn Avenue. The Auto Glass and Detail Center over on Pershing Boulevard. Both part of Lennox Enterprises. Again, serving our community needs for over a quarter century. B&B Appliance and TV at 714 Central Avenue. Remember, they service what they sell. Yeah, the service department right next door at B&B Appliance. Medicap Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs. Open Monday through Saturday. See Gene and the great staff over on Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange right across from Powers Field and Menards. Again, for the limited time, you can still enjoy that frosted caramel coffee, and hopefully to be a mainstay on the menu is their delicious mac and cheese. That matches up with their 3 delicious squares Monday through Saturday. Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange, again, across from Powers Field and Menards. Platte Valley Bank, banking done many different ways, always with you in mind. Platte Valley Bank at the corner of College and Pershing, and the original location on Vandehigh. Kia of Cheyenne on Nation Way. Today's the day to take a test drive in one of those good-looking Kias, whether it's the 2020 model year or the remaining 2019s on the lot. AJ was going to make you a deal that you can't refuse, an offer you can't refuse, over at Kia of Cheyenne on Nation Way. And today at all Taco John's, including the food truck, over on South Greeley Highway, right there in the parking lot of the Outlaw Saloon. It's Taco Tuesday. Oh, by the way, the new prototype Taco John's will be opening on South Greeley Highway coming up this Saturday. Taco John's of Cheyenne, Taco Tuesday today. And it's scoreboard time. It's being brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
LCCC athletics from this past weekend with men's and women's soccer and LCCC women's volleyball. Start on the soccer side of things as both teams in town, at least Saturday and Sunday. Saturday's contest against Otero Junior College were for the men. It was a 4-1 victory. For the women, it was 3-0 in favor of LCCC. For LCCC men's soccer and women's soccer, Sunday's contests were against Trinidad State Junior College, where they were wins as well, too. For LCCC, men got it done 2-0, and the women won that contest 4-0. So for the men, their 2 victories, they moved to 11-3 overall. For the LCCC women's soccer squad, they are 12-0-1 overall, and they are still ranked number 4 in the nation as well. LCCC women's volleyball as well in town Friday and Saturday. Friday's game against Sheridan College, where they won 3-0. Same result against Northwest College on Saturday, again winning 3-0. So with the 2 victories for LCCC women's volleyball, they moved to 6-20 overall. NHL action for tonight. Toronto Maple Leafs at home. They will host the Minnesota Wild. The Tampa Bay Lightning will travel across the border to see the Montreal Canadiens. The Winnipeg Jets host the Arizona Coyotes. Philadelphia Flyers will as well be in Canada. They will see the Calgary Flames. Also, 2 happening up in the Great North. Vancouver Canucks host the Detroit Red Wings. Nashville Predators will travel to Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada, to the T-Mobile Arena to see the Vegas Golden Knights. And last but not least, at Staples Center, LA Kings, they will play host to the Carolina Hurricanes. That's what's happening in NHL action for tonight. And I do want to remind folks, coming up this Friday here on 1480 KRAE, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com is where you can hear this contest. Video live streaming as we normally do. Periscope via Twitter and the 1480 KRAE YouTube channel. We will have Cheyenne East play host to Rock Springs. 6 o'clock kickoff is when that one is going to happen this Friday. 5:20-ish pregame show here on 1480 KRAE.
And do want to remind everybody that the Avalanche winning last night, 6-3 at Washington.
They're undefeated.
5-0 this season. Major League Baseball, they moved to the top of the 5th inning in the Bronx. Astros still leading the Yanks 2-0. That series knotted up at a game apiece. Game 3 in the Bronx this afternoon. And for this evening, the Nationals look to wrap it up and head to the World Series, their first ever World Series as the Washington Nationals, as they will entertain the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals are down 3 in this best-of-7 National League Championship Series. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
All right, if you're a gamer, you know the world of gaming is full of amazing gear. Portable cannons, flying tanks, whoa, like that one, mythic artifacts. But the most advanced tool in gaming today isn't even in the game. It's right in your hand. Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel is purpose-built for gaming, created with pro gamers for gamers. What does that mean? It means it's formulated with ingredients that have been shown to improve accuracy, whoa, and alertness. And Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel tastes great too. Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel even comes in a special can with a uniquely textured grip, so it's easy to refuel between respawns. The ones you're furiously trying to avoid? Hey, there we go. So next time you log online, gear up. Get the drink designed for gaming. Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
Got something to say? Then get it off your chest right now. Phone lines are open at 307-514-1071. Make your opinion count and call the show. Wyoming Sports Talk today.
It is hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk today. We do have a little housekeeping to get you caught up on. As in addition to East Central this past weekend, it was the I-80 Series between Burns and Pine Bluffs. As Burns stepping out of class, going from 2A
moving down a
2 to 1A, as they took on the Pine Bluffs Hornets in Pine.
And Burns is the number 5, at least ranked team in Class 2A. Burns, or at least Pine Bluffs, has had a tough, at least season so far here in 2019, but it kind of showed, again, this game happening in Pine Bluffs, but Burns takes care of business 48-3, so it was a running clock in that game. Burns does get the victory again. Pine still having just a very tough season out there for the Hornets. So that was the, at least, battle, again, as it was rivalry at least week across the state of Wyoming, so that was it. Keeping also, too, do want to mention outside of football, but keeping on the local side here in the city of Cheyenne, something that I did post and something that we got over at least across the weekend from a good friend of ours, again, owner of the Casper Horseheads and also to the Western Nebraska Pioneers Expedition League Baseball. I do want to say congratulations as they are working on, at least it's almost official, or at least it should be official at this point in time, but former Cheyenne Post 6 standout Nico Vitae, as it was announced and we were notified by owner Chuck Heeman that the local product here, former Cheyenne Post 6 Sixer, will be playing this summer up in the Expedition League, being a part of that Casper Horseheads team. So congratulations to Nico Vitae, continuing his baseball career and doing it here in the state of Wyoming once again, coming up this summer, again up in Casper with that Horseheads baseball club.
And again, too, going to college. And then, once the college season is over, then you head over to the Horseheads. Yeah, that's good news indeed. Even better news that we have for you right now. Homecoming, as we heard Coach Bohl talking about, and we really haven't delved into the game, which we will get into here in a little bit. But it is homecoming this weekend, and New Mexico in town for the Wyoming Cowboys. We have tickets to give away. And again, only the serious should apply for these tickets.
We've only had one issue.
I know, but I'm just saying.
No one, at least, didn't pick them up.
It should be a nice day in Laramie. They're not calling for anything drastically cold or weather-wise. Supposed to be sunshine for homecoming. 1 o'clock kickoff.
And also, too, is the Gold Rush, where T-shirts are available, I do believe. Brown and Gold stores. Or I do believe they're actually giving away these T-shirts, if I read correctly, again, without seeing the media notes on it. But, again,
Free is good. Free is good.
I would hope it's free. But Gold Rush happening this Saturday, which, again, they're encouraging all folks to show up in gold, to kind of gold out the stadium. And also, too, yes, it is homecoming for this contest coming up this Saturday against the New Mexico Lobos, Wyoming Cowboys. Looking forward to this contest as, again, we get in the thick of it of Mountain West play. But, yes, we are giving away a pair of tickets today, at least 2 pairs.
Times 2, yeah.
And then for tomorrow, instead of giving away tickets on Thursday, instead we're going to just give 3 more pairs of tickets on tomorrow's show and just wrap it up here for this week. But again, thank you to all who have entered on the Facebook side of things, which you still have an opportunity to be one of the 3 tomorrow that get chosen here on Wyoming Sports Talk Today. Again, go to that Facebook page, which is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, is where you search for it, or it's facebook.com/WYO Sports Talk. At the top of that page where it's pinned up top, you will find the post where it asks you to like, comment, and share. Those are the 3 ways to gain 3 entries into the Fishbowl of Awesomeness. Again, all names entered into there for your chance to win a pair of tickets and also to a pair of goodies to go see our friends over at Chick-fil-A at the corner of Delrange and Windmill. Again, and these are only valid at that Chick-fil-A location. So we'll get right into it for our first winner, which for our winners, as we have normally done, we'll notify you via Facebook message of how you come by, pick up your tickets, and go see the Cowboys versus New Mexico coming up this Saturday. So winner number 1 for a pair of tickets and the goodies will be one Angela Loetscher, Loetscher.
Loetscher?
Yeah,
Okay.
We'll go with that. Angela Loetscher, you are our winner.
And if
number 1 today.
And if we said it wrong, we apologize in advance.
Yeah, but again, we will notify you
it's
on.
Like Pro Eddie, such an easy name to, I'm sure it's just the way it sounds, right?
There are a lot of consonants in that last name there, but
we're vowels.
So again, congratulations. Well, I'm talking with Angela's last name.
I know, but I'm saying we're vowels. We're cool.
Without a doubt. Angela, congratulations. You are winner number 1 today. Winner number 2. Shaking up the fishbowl once again. Get those names kind of at least sifted throughout. Will be Rodrigo Garcia. Congratulations to Rodrigo Garcia. You also, too, are a winner today for a pair of tickets to go see the Cowboys in Lobos this Saturday, and the goodies to Chick-fil-A as well.
Pro-Man season tickets here, by the way.
Tomorrow, for the 3 to-be winners, at least, again, will be chosen through the Fishbowl of Awesomeness. You still have an opportunity if you weren't chosen today. When one of those pair of tickets, we will also give away the Some of You parking lot pass, so you don't even have to worry about parking. We'll include that with one pair of my choosing of, will it be number 1, number 2, number 3? Who knows?
And those are all my season tickets as well. So, again, you're
And
welcome.
And we did get in the mail officially more tickets for University of Wyoming Athletics. It's those ever-lovely ticket vouchers for Cowboy basketball. We did not get Cowgirl basketball. No love there for whatever reason.
They weren't for – I requested both.
It's only for Cowboy basketball. So there is that, but we will – at least I've been scheming a way to give away those ticket vouchers. Look for that, at least, contest coming up soon of how you can win Cowboy basketball. At least ticket vouchers. Again, they are at least what you do is you redeem them at the ticket office, and then they hand you a seat once you get to the AA for whatever game of your choosing. But either way. Again,
all right.
So, yeah, we gave away Cowboy football tickets. Again, 3 more pairs to give away tomorrow, including with one that will be attached with the Some of You parking lot pass. So looking forward to that.
And Nick will be contacting you tonight via Facebook. Again, we're going to get the tickets away before our final show on Thursday. We're going to do these now like on Tuesday and Wednesday. That way we have no confusion on Fridays because, again, we're short days on Friday, especially with football, but also as you look at basketball season, it's going to be shorter. We're going to be gone quite a bit too. So
yeah,
we want to make sure you get those tickets.
Mid-November with LCCC and also to high school basketball, both men's and women's, girls and boys basketball. 4 teams to be covered here on 1480 Camera.
And it's unfortunate as well too. You know, we could put them on the door. You know, say honesty is the best policy.
No.
Nah, it doesn't happen anymore.
Not going to happen.
Not in this day and age. So again, we do apologize. So we hope that you get that opportunity to come on by, get these tickets. Don't let them burn.
Anyways,
keep it on the Cowboys before we go to the break. Let's go back to Coach Bohl's press conference.
Well,
I don't want to go to the press conference.
If we're recapping the game, leave it up to you because on Saturday I was in Chicago at the United Center. Main focus was the Chicago Blackhawks NHL game as they took on the Winnipeg Jets. So did not see this contest, have not seen the highlights as I got back here to the city of Cheyenne, 2 a.m. last night from Chicago, Illinois. So I have not at least seen, I'm reading the stats here in front of me, but I have not seen the game. So I'm going to more rely on you to at least give your thoughts on what happened.
If you're not going to like my thoughts because the game was boring. It put me to sleep. I actually woke up at the most exciting part of it.
As we previewed this game, I told you in reading through the stats and even those little factoids about this contest, in San Diego State this year is a defensive first team. They're going to slow down teams. That offense is not that powerful as well. You basically saw what Wyoming saw across that field was themselves.
All right, but here's the deal.
Essentially.
Here's the deal. Did the better team win?
Yeah.
Saturday night, yes. Did the best team win? No. I think the Cowboys are the better of those two teams.
No.
No,
I really don't.
Again, I say this like it or not, and I say it right now. Brent Vegan, you must go. Your play calling stinks. Absolutely is terrible. Like me or not. Again, and some of our receivers, I've seen better hands on a clock.
Hey, Coach Bohl at least addressed that in the press
Yeah,
conference.
but you know what? Address it. It doesn't matter. These guys they're on full ride scholarships, and they can't catch a football. That's pretty sad. You know, we used to always gripe about Elway, how hard he threw it, or how hard Kaepernick threw it, because these guys were former
pitchers,
shortstops or pitchers. I'm sorry. With Sean Chambers, he throws a good, hard football when he's in the pocket. Okay?
And that football has no excuse, as we were talking about in Friday's contest of how cold it was here in Cheyenne. San Diego is not the same thing where that football's not going to be altered by
the
cold
referees
weather.
wear short sleeves. It kind of tells you how nice the night
Yeah,
was.
so there's no issue there with the football being extra hard due to at least cold conditions in San Diego, California.
Going back to all of this, again, I say it, and if you don't agree with me, let me know. Chambers is good in the pocket, even when he's out of the gun. He has better field of vision. Okay, at 6'4",
he looks more confident.
Yeah, he feels better. The offensive line does, for the most part, give him time to throw. You roll Chambers to the left. He's right-handed. not a good thrower. Not good. You roll.
Well, again, throw it across the body. It's not ideal.
You roll him to the right. He's not a good thrower. He's your prototypical pocket quarterback. No different than Vanderwall.
Yeah, I was going to say, you kind of make him sound like, you look down the road with the Denver Broncos of one Joe Flacco, you keep him there, and that's where he's comfortable at.
And if he feels the pressure, then he takes off and runs. I'm okay with that. Because usually he'll
that probably should be his only option of, if you're going to roll out, you might as well just run that football at that point.
And he'll make positive gains. I go back to the first quarter. And again, this is a pro-style offense that they brought in from North Dakota. And on a 3rd down and 15.
North Dakota State.
Whatever. I don't care anymore because they, and again, they showed
from the FCS.
They showed Bohl's record, 32-36 prior to Saturday night's game. Under the Mendoza line in 6 seasons.
I've told you that many a time.
So, anyway, it's 3rd down and 15. You're going to run on a 3rd down and 15 off tackle for 2 yards.
This is nothing new. How many times have we seen that even last year with this team? This is nothing new with the Cowboys.
I am done with this guy as the offensive coordinator. Give me somebody who has some innovation. Again, I watch our high school teams. They at least know they've got some packages. Lose the fly sweep.
Go talk to Chad Goff and his staff.
Lose the fly sweep. It ain't going to happen.
No.
Find some receivers who can catch the damn ball. Throw the ball to guys that you feel confident in. But put some pass packages in play for John Chambers.
Clearly, it's a situation with Craig Bohl and his staff, and again, including one Coach Vegan out there with the Wyoming Cowboys. This is a system that worked in the FCS level that they're comfortable with, at least thinking that it can get it done here in the FBS level, even in Mountain West Conference play. But no, it proves that it's nothing that special. It's predictable. It's boring. And it's highly questionable at some points at times where, yes, again, 3rd and 15, is it something that you're trying to trick up defenses and where you would assume pass is going to happen, but you go, oh, hey, look at us, trick it up a bit and run on 3rd and 15. You didn't expect that.
Don't you think?
Is that the plan? Is they're trying to play mental games essentially of going, hey, instead of passing
I
as you would anticipate.
I think the offensive package is mental. But think about this, Nick. The run opens up your pass game. That's all you have.
The pass game is not there yet.
I understand that.
Will it get there? No.
And I told you. I said
14 attempts.
Unless they pick up this pass game against the better teams, they're not going to win. I've said this. And again, it's almost like Vegan freezes on pass plays. He doesn't want to call them. And it's like, you know what? We need somebody upstairs, who watches the game, the same game that we saw on CBS on Saturday night. We need that guy to watch the same game because obviously, Vegan, you're missing a good football game. And the kids or the young men for Wyoming played a hell of a football game. San Diego State, is a good team. Not going to take nothing away from
them. They win this game.
Rocky Long's this is a different look for San Diego State. Usually they are offensive-minded.
Yeah, they traded up to the defense where this defense is very staunch.
A good defensive team. Got to give them that.
I mean, you kept the Cowboys to about 260 yards combined of passing and rushing. That's pretty.
How about holding San Diego State to 320 yards offensively? That's pretty good.
Yeah, but San Diego State has lived by that this season. They found a way that defense has been that good to where, again, even being held down to those lower numbers on the offensive side, still find a way to win those ball games.
Well, again,
Wyoming can't.
I made this comment today to a friend of mine. It's like we give Bohl $100,000 for beating Missouri. I think he should.
Which was, I still say it's a fluke win.
I say what you do is you refund the money back on what you did against San Diego State because there is no excuse why the Cowboys lost that game on Saturday. They gave. And I shouldn't say the Cowboys gave that game away.
You get plain and simple of what you're talking about.
Play calling sucked.
This is not a good team. It is. It's led.
They're better.
There's talent there, but I think again it's a coaching issue.
They're wasting the talent. That's what that.
I think that's really true. And again, I think that's even going back to last year with Tyler Vanderwall. I still think that guy's got a hell of an arm. He's got a lot of talent. Even in the small games that we did see him in last year. I still think he has a good career in front of him. If for whatever reason he wanted to transfer out of the University of Wyoming and go get picked up by someone else, again, he has that option if he really wanted to. But it's same with Sean Chambers. It's same with a lot of these players. You got talent. Hey, Sean's got immense. He's got a big talent possibility. But I think it's going to waste.
The thing that Bohl did that was good this year, brought in that new defensive coordinator. He's good. The defense has backed up how good this defensive coordinator is.
If anything, the defense has been surprising where we thought it was going to take a very steep downturn from last year.
Exactly. But the offense, come on. Really?
The offense is pathetic. You know that. We know that.
And again,
that's the difference between San Diego State, where their offense is just a little bit better, but not as great.
Not really. They're not that. Agnew was not that good of a quarterback. I've seen
two TDs, 21 of 32, 209 yards. Again, 100 better than Sean Chambers.
And again, a lot of them were little short range passes.
They were 33 yards behind rushing totals for the Wyoming Cowboys.
But again,
I mean, let's be honest. Again, I'll give them slightly better. I'm not saying that the world's better than the Wyoming Cowboys, but that's the difference between a good team and a great team, so to speak. I'm not saying San Diego State's a great team or is going to be competitive or they'll be competitive in the West Division. I don't foresee them to take on Boise State.
Well, Fresno State made it a lot easier for San Diego State to win the West Division.
Well, we'll see what happens with Hawaii.
Hawaii got beat up by Boise State.
Yeah, but that's, again, let's be honest. Boise's undefeated, and you had to come off the islands for that one. But again, that's the difference between a good and great team is San Diego State being evenly matched up and showing the same similarities to this Cowboys team. Still found a way to win that contest and get it done.
But Rocky Long is not a bomb addict. Basically, and again, I look at a couple of these long gainers were catching runs. They were yaks. So there were a lot of underneath passes that Agnew threw.
Again, the difference is here it is, Tuesday, post San Diego State as you get ready for homecoming against New Mexico. San Diego State sits 5-2, Cowboys 4-3, 1-1 in the Mountain West. And I still say outside of the Mizzou win, which is week in and week out becomes more and more of a fluke win than anything. Outside of that, which is still a quality win in front of the bowl, at least bowl committees around the nation, you still have no impressive. You still have no impressive.
But you know what the bowl committee is going to look at, Nick, when they get 6 wins eligible, and let's just say,
you're going to look at who you did it.
Well, no, but they're going to say, "Ooh, they only lost by a couple at Tulsa, and ooh, they only lost by 4 to San Diego State. Good program at San Diego State, So they're going to say, this team's not getting blown out in their losses, so that's a good draw.
But also, too, it tells me that you could be competitive, but can you even beat a better team than you? Could you even beat teams that are evenly matched up with you? Do you even have a shot?
Did we already mention the trip? Boise, Utah State.
That's gonna be a slaughtering. Air Force, you might be competitive down at CS, at least down at Colorado Springs.
I'm doubting it right now.
But
I think Air Force really good. I think Air Force is better than San Diego State.
And Boise, that's going to be that's going to get ugly. I really think of how pathetic this offense is against going against Boise State. That's going to be absolute. You do not want to tune in for that game.
It makes UNLV,
Utah State, that could score points and also to hold defenses pretty well. The Aggies,
but you go back to the UNLV game, and again, and I want you to think about this too.
Rebels are who they are.
Yeah, once they lost their running back,
they're on the same vein as New Mexico.
I know, but they were discombobulated. They were gone. They were toast. You could do anything, and you were going to score. You had 2 weeks, not one, Nick. You had 2 weeks to prepare for this game because you had the bye week.
Mm-hmm.
You got back some healthy bodies.
Yeah.
Okay. You look at Coach Bohl and all the time he had to prepare for Missouri, from summer camp to the time they hosted Missouri at UW, and they got the win. Okay. You had an extra week of prep time, knowing that San Diego State is a good defense. We already know that.
Oh, yeah.
We knew the offense was was not great. So the defense.
But it's a team that found ways to win.
But the defense could match up with their offense. All we needed to do, sat here on this show and said, if they're going to win, they got to pass the football too. What do? 14 pass attempts. Again, Agnew threw 32 times. We throw 14 times. Granted, Sean, you got guys that can't catch a cold.
Yeah.
Understand that. Why they're on the field, don't know. But the point is,
yeah, it's definitely it's a situation with the Cowboys. It's not one person's fault, or you
sitting,
put a blame on someone.
You're sitting
it's a team
top.
effort.
I know, but you're sitting on top and you're watching whatever game you're watching, Vegan. And I sure as hell like to know what game you're watching. But you're afraid to call the pass play? Give me a break. This is college football, and like you said, it is the Division I level. In today's football, in Division I, you must be able to throw it. You can't throw it, you can't win. Air Force might be the exception to the rule, but Air Force is not going to a major bowl.
No.
So think about it. Boise mixes pass with run. Hawaii throws the football.
They can score points. We know that. And you look at this game upcoming against New Mexico, where I just saw that Wyoming's favored by 19.5 points. Not a shocker, not surprising. Will they surpass that point spread against New Mexico? You would think.
You would hope they
would.
But I
don't have confidence in it. I would say that New Mexico's on the same vein as UNLV, that you should blow out this team at home without a doubt. But also, too, I have no confidence. But also, too, what does this do? Again, you're expected to win against this team. Still on my radar does not say that Wyoming is really all that, that great of a team. Not that great of a program at this point in time.
No, they got some anchors on that team that are killing them.
Who have you beat outside of Mizzou that has been impressive? You struggle against Idaho.
Texas State.
You struggle against Texas State. Sure, you blew out UNLV. UNLV's terrible. You should win against New Mexico. New Mexico's awful. Who have you beaten that's going to impress me at this point in time? If they, like I said, San Diego State, Cowboys needed that win to get at least garner a little bit more of my respect of this team to say, yes, okay, now I believe. Now I believe in this team that they can get it done. They can compete against Utah States of the world, Air Force. They're not competitive. They're not going to be competitive against Boise. Let's be honest. Boise runs the table. I think that's a guarantee.
Yeah,
I'm in
agreement with you.
Looking at that schedule for Boise State, that's a guarantee. I think without a doubt.
Yeah.
But
Air Force was their biggest challenge. I don't even think Utah State would be the biggest challenge.
I think Utah State could embarrass the Cowboys as well.
No, I know, but I'm just saying Utah State.
We'll see what happens in that contest. But again, for the Cowboys, it proves to me that will you get it done against Utah State's Boise's Air Force of the world? Yeah, you should beat up New Mexico. Yeah, you should beat up CSU. Not impressive wins. Guess what? Those 2 wins do make you bowl eligible. Congratulations. You're bowl eligible last year, but you didn't go anywhere. Because, again, those bowl committees are going to look at that and going, okay, you beat the teams you were supposed to beat. The Mizzou win was almost a fluke. But they might give you credit to get you to the New Mexico Bowl or something that pays, $500,000 and yawn. Get you out day 1 of the bowl season. Congrats, you went back to the New Mexico Bowl. What does that do? Yeah. But other than that, though, again, Nevada, as we're saying, we look back what happened with Hawaii and Nevada with the Wolfpack. Is that a guaranteed win at this point, even though Nevada's got to come out to Wyoming? I don't think so.
And I'm sorry to our audience. I'm ticked. I really am ticked. This is the same thing I have been griping about for the last, 3-4 seasons about this offense. Actually, and without Josh Allen, but it's so vanilla. And with Sean Chambers back there in those great set of legs, it's still a vanilla offense. There's no excitement behind it.
Yeah.
And again, it's not like we were playing the 49ers or the Bears. Again, San Diego State, good defense, but also, too, we should have guys that can catch the damn ball, and we should be throwing it a little bit more. We are so dependent on the run.
Yeah.
We are so dependent on the run right now that we have forgotten that college football, you have to win with the pass. You need a balanced attack. And guess what? They have forgotten. That coaching staff has forgotten.
Especially when you take on teams like Boise that puts up so far 127 points for.
Yeah.
Air Force, 103 so far this season. The Cowboys have mustered up 75. And again, the chunk of that
is UNLV.
It was UNLV in one game.
Yeah, like I said, this loss was disappointing because, again, I feel the Cowboys were just as capable as San Diego State to win that thing. San Diego State is no, if we're going to be real honest, San Diego State, no great shakes to me.
Cowboys were looking across the field at the same team.
I've seen better Aztec teams in the past. This is a good team. Not going to say they're great. They're good. But the thing is,
they're competitive. Again, they stand atop right now in the West. They're 5-1, 2-1 in the Mountain West Conference. Again, Cowboys after their loss 1-1 and 4-2 overall.
And Coach Bohl, you're now 32-37. Oh, by the way, you're 5 games under the Mendoza line.
And again, I'd have to go look at my stats of where he is Mountain West again with the 1-1 record.
I don't care.
Either way, though. There was one opportunity you let slip out of your hands to at least add a more quality win, add more wins to the season, kind of solidify, yes, you are guaranteed a bowl spot. Like you said, you should beat New Mexico. If they lose to the Lobos, okay, then we got issues, without a doubt, once again. But I don't foresee it.
I don't see that. I don't see a loss to Nevada.
Nevada, I'm not guaranteed a win for either or.
They could score.
I'm not guaranteeing a win for either or.
Yeah, Nevada, they're different. They're again, different out of Reno. They're different.
Yeah, but either way, though, Nevada, what we saw earlier against Hawaii, we know Hawaii's good. They can score points. But I'm not going to sell short that Nevada can be competitive with Wyoming in Laramie.
Well, and you can say what you want to say.
Again, Nevada, in Reno, weather's not going to be a factor.
I know, but you got two games at home that are must-wins, okay, to get you bowl eligible. 2 games now, must-wins.
Which you should against New Mexico and CSU.
Because the next 3 after that, on the road, bing, bang, boom, not going to happen. I guarantee you, not going to happen.
I think right now this team has a good shot of going 7-5. The 3 coming against CSU, Nevada, and New Mexico. And that's about it. But this team absolutely could lose New Mexico, could lose all 3 of those on the road again. Utah State, Logan, Boise. With Boise State,
they wrap up with Air Force at the Academy.
I'm just saying,
this is a
team that legitimately could just finish out 6-6 once again. Another 500 season back-to-back under Coach Greg Bohl.
That'd be such a failure. That'd be such a failure for the start.
And your quality win this season was Mizzou at the beginning, where again we go back and look at Mizzou was clearly not on their game. That, yes, you got it done. It was a big upset there.
You caught Mizzou at the right time.
Absolutely.
And again, too.
But that's your only quality win.
And I go back to what we said. First 2 drives by Missouri, we went, oh, my gosh.
Yeah. It looked like it was going to get really bad.
Oh, no, this. We all expected it. But, the thing is, we've watched this team mature. Again, I think Sean Chambers is the quarterback for the Wyoming Cowboys. I think he does a very good job. But you got to play to his strengths.
Which are not.
Which they don't. They try to. Sorry, Brent Vegan, you're throwing crap. Some of your plays are crap, and you need to get rid of it. You and Bohl, get rid of it. Okay? Play to this young man's strength. His legs are his strength. His drop back ability is his strength. Give him that opportunity to survey the field. And again, this is what I like about Chambers. He feels the pressure. He doesn't necessarily get the ball, when he's in the gun neck and take off right away. That's under design. But he can feel the pressure and he knows how to slide away from it. But the thing is, we're running this ham and egger offense, and again, you know what, Vegan? It's time for you to step down, pal. You just are not that good. We need to take a timeout. We're going to come back with more after these words right here on 1480 KRAE.
Are you looking for a pharmacist who will actually take the time to talk to you? Then come to Medicap Pharmacy. We're dedicated to healthcare only, which means we'll fill your prescription quickly, and then we'll make time to listen, answer your questions, explain your prescriptions, and tell you about possible drug interactions.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Met 1947 Bluegrass Circle next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
B&B Appliance and TV has been your locally owned appliance store for 49 years. Not only do we offer several major brands, we also service what we sell. And we have the largest parts department in Laramie County. Next time you're in a big box store, just ask to see their parts and service department. Then come visit the appliance experts at B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
Check out the huge savings this week at Town & Country Supermarket Liquors. Here are just a few of the terrific weekly specials. This week's Super Radio buys heard only right here feature Jameson Irish Whiskey, 750 milliliter bottle, $15.99. Bud Light, Coors Light, or Miller Light, 24-pack, 16-ounce cans, $22.99. And Captain Morgan Spice Rum, 1.75-liter bottle, $20.49. Town & Country Supermarket Liquors on the South Greeley Highway, Cheyenne's low-price leader.
We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call the Key People at 1-800-468-8283. That's 1-800-468-8283.
Welcome to the biggest thing in tacos since tacos. Introducing the Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. That's right, we said it. Perfecto. That's Spanish for perfect. We redesigned it with an aerodynamic shell to give you the best bite every bite. Choose between seasoned to perfection beef, chili lime chicken, or upgrade to hand-carved sirloin steak. Sure, it was hard to perfect, but it's easy to eat. The Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Well, the wise for today, sunshine and a bit cooler. Expected daytime high 53. Mostly clear for tonight, a low down to 30. Tomorrow, Wednesday, mostly sunny. We're calling for a daytime high near 70. Winds out of the west at 5 to 15, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. Mostly clear Wednesday night with our low down to 36. And for Thursday, mostly sunny. We're calling for a daytime high of 73 degrees.
You bleed brown and gold? So do we. Wyoming Cowboys football and basketball is always front and center on this show. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. Before we get into the Denver Broncos, a big Fangio press conference, the media got together at Green Valley Ranch in Las Vegas, Nevada, as the media sat down and said, here's what we think about the upcoming basketball campaign. And obviously, they don't have a lot of love for the Wyoming Cowboys.
Well, if you've not seen it, so again, we'll just talk about 11 teams in the Mountain West preseason media poll. Again, this was released today, but Utah State garnering 17 first-place votes. The Aggies are predicted to at least be the number one team in the Mountain West. This is also too on the men's side of things. Number 2, San Diego State, cracking up there. So the Aztecs getting back, or at least media believes that they'll be back, kind of that perennial powerhouse. San Diego State we know as one of the kind of premier programs of the Mountain West on basketball sides of things. Same with New Mexico. They're anticipated to be 3rd. 4th, Nevada to take a bit of a tumble after losing the Twins and some talent off of that team. So, but they're in, at least the Wolfpack expected to finish 4th. Boise at 5, Fresno at 6, UNLV will be at 7, Air Force 8, number 9, CSU, even with Caravaggio, again, right. At least up-and-coming Rams that at least folks have
You got Air
been
Force.
touting off.
You got Air Force ahead of the Wyoming Cowboys.
You have CSU. You have pretty much the entire Mountain West except for San Jose State. That's expected to be 11th in the Mountain West. But number 10, however, is going to be the Wyoming Cowboys. This is the preseason media poll. Again, voted up by the media. That's what they do believe. Again, you read into what it is about the polls. We saw last year Wyoming was anticipated to finish around 6th or 7th. Instead, finish near dead last, just ahead of San Jose State.
So maybe the media will be wrong and we'll finish 8 or 9?
Either way, though, that's probably for around 500, if not sub 500 for Coach Allen Edwards, and that's not going to get it done. As we talked last year, and hopefully we'll be able to talk once again with Tom Berman, AD of the University of Wyoming, but having his discussion with him, our understanding is, yes, this is going to be a season that under Coach Allen Edwards is going to be looked at under a heavy microscope. That every action that he does is going to be questioned and looked with kind of scrutiny, so to speak. And this does not bode well for one Coach Allen Edwards. Again, this team picked to be number 10th in the Mountain West, again, out of 11 teams in total. Again, there is no Hawaii part of the Mountain West like in football. But for the Wyoming Cowboys, if they are to finish 10th, the unfortunate thing to say is that would be the end of Coach Allen Edwards at the University of Wyoming with the Wyoming Cowboys program, especially
that would be in theory. You can't say that it's going to happen.
I'm just saying, I think that could be a possibility if this is what happens this year. If Wyoming at the end, as we come up March 2020, if the Cowboys are sitting just above San Jose State, dead last in the Mountain West, I think it would be tough. I think it would be tough.
What miracle are you looking for, Nick? This is a young team.
I'm not expecting for it.
No, I know.
I agree with that placement for the Wyoming Cowboys.
It's going to be a young team who's going to make young mistakes.
You're putting all the pressure on 100 Maldonado. That's coming off of injury. He should be 100%.
He's injury prone.
Yeah, without a doubt. But you get no Justin James to lead this Cowboys team anymore. Again, he's now with Sacramento. He's part of the NBA pros. You rely on Hunter Maldonado that. Yes, as we talked about, injury prone, coming off injury. You look at least the non-conference and schedule for the Wyoming Cowboys. Sure, you got some nobodies on there. You will compete against some Power 5 teams, like for instance, again, Oregon State. You'll take on them. Northern Colorado. Northern Colorado's had this Cowboys number for quite some time right now. Don't matter if it's down in Greeley or it's at the AA. The Bears have the Cowboys number, so that's going to be a tough contest taking on UNC. But the Raging Cajuns, again, going through at least the Mountain West play, Idaho State out of the Big Sky as well. Again, you should get it done in the at least non-conference, but we saw last year they struggled in the non-conference against some of those lower down teams. Again, we're talking a Cowboys team that last season, with the talent that they did have a part of this team, almost allowed, a D3, D2 program to win for the first time in quite some time there in the AA?
It says here, again, no Justin James. Wyoming returns 53% of its scoring from a season ago. The Pokes also returned 56% of
there was
its
a whole lot of scoring.
I know. The 8 returning players for the Pokes bring plenty of experience, as 6 of the 8 returners played 20 or more minutes per game, and no other returning averaged less than 4 minutes per night. The group also combined for 163 triples for the season, which was 2/3 of the Pokes' three-pointers last season. So, again, trying to sell it as best they can. That's all I can say. This is going to be a young team that is going to continue to make the young mistakes. We got to take a timeout. Vic Fangio steps up to the microphone as the Denver Nuggets,
not even close.
The Denver Broncos make it 2 in a row as they beat a team that was, really butt ugly Sunday, that being the Tennessee Titans. We're back after these words.
At Platte Valley Bank, we love to see our customers come through the door. Well, we know life can be busy and you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking products with features such as bill pay, recurring transfers, mobile deposit, and now digital wallet. At Platte Valley Bank, you can manage your money how you want, when you want. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Capital Lumber is number one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need. For electrical, plumbing, paint, and tools, lumber and hardware, we're for you. And we're out to earn your business, yes indeed. Capital Lumber is number one today. Are you listening? Capital Lumber's at your service all the way.
Capital Lumber Company, serving our area for over 53 years at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne.
Fat, lazy, and stupid is no way to conduct a sports talk radio show. We've thrown down the gauntlet, upped the stakes, and made it clear that when it comes to sports talk radio in Cheyenne, there's a new player in town. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
I don't have it yet. You know, I've been in the game plan meetings all morning, and he got in late there, so I don't have an update yet.
How did you think, when you look at the film that Devontae Harris did, and also did Alexander Johnson clean up some of those mistakes you were speaking of last week?
He did, to a degree. Still had one or two that, could be accused of reckless driving. But, he played good. And what was the first part?
Devontae Harris, how do you think?
Yeah, he did all right, for his first start in the NFL. Obviously, they caught some balls on him. But I think overall he did fine, considering where he's come from, What's that saying? One man's trash is another man's treasure, He didn't make Cincinnati's squad, so we're glad to have him.
Do you plan to keep him in the starting lineup?
Yeah.
On the 4th and 1 in the second quarter, where McManus kicked the 53-yarder, how close are you to going for it, and what went into this?
It became evident to me by that time that points were going to be hard to come by, and I didn't want to pass up an opportunity to get some points.
When you look at the Chiefs, what the Colts and Texans have done the past 2 weeks, is the best defense against them your own offense, keeping them off the field?
Well, I think that's true any week, really. I mean, you want to be able to move the ball and make first downs and score points. What you don't want to do is move the ball and come up empty. But I think that's a motive each and every week in the league, really.
Hey, Sean Hamilton, with the increased reps you got yesterday, what did you like out of him, and what does he need to do to kind of take on that responsibility if needed this week?
Yeah, it was good to see him catch some balls and contribute, and hopefully this springboards him to better things. He's hadn't had much production here in the early going. Sometimes just a couple good catches like that in a tight game, will get you going, get your confidence back up. Like you guys have heard me say, you don't need to go sit on somebody's couch to get your confidence up. You got to go out and make a play or two, and now all of a sudden your confidence is up.
You're a fan of the Division II juggernaut?
Yeah, Colorado School of Mines always support the local teams.
Vaughn didn't have any sacks, but obviously the team had 7 plus 3 takeaways. Is that because Vaughn's getting so much attention and still wreaking havoc?
Yeah, he was involved in one statistically, and he had some good pressures otherwise during the game. He did get some extra attention during different times in the game.
Dick, you've seen an awful lot of quarterbacks through the years. In what ways is Mahomes unique, and in what ways does he remind you of other people you've coached?
Well, I think he's, like John Elway was in the 80s and 90s. He's that guy, like Aaron Rodgers has been for the last 12, 14 years, however many years he's been starting. He's kind of that guy. He's the great passer, the great improviser, plays with a lot of athletic arrogance, which is a compliment. He's very confident in his ability. He's very poised, doesn't get rattled, and he's got an arm that, is really, really good. And he can make all the throws they're asking him to make, and some that they're not even asking him to make that just show up in his improvisations. So, and he's good in the pocket, has great pocket feel. You can tell he's a gamer. The guy is really, really special.
When you a lot of defense sometimes is playing the percentages. How do you do that against a guy who can wreck your plan?
What do you mean by playing the percentages?
Just in this down and distance situation.
Yeah, I mean, with a guy like this, you have to defend two plays. The one they've called, and then the one he might create. And that makes it tough.
What about the secondary? How will they rise to the task of containing Mahomes, Kelsey, Hill, all that?
Hopefully by having a good day of covering their guys. These guys got a slew of receivers, and they're all fast, and they get down the field fast or over the field fast. And it's really a good offense that suits their personnel, that their quarterback can run. And it's tough.
Coach, is Juwan James healthy enough to play on Thursday?
I don't know that yet.
Andy Reid's offense, a lot of eye candy, misdirection, motion this way, play that way. How difficult a challenge is that?
It is. It's just stuff they throw in there to try and, open up their passing game a little bit. They do some running out of it also. It is. It's something you have to deal with. And, it's a tough offense schematically to defend. But, we're going to have to find a way to slow it down a little bit.
Follow up on James, because there's only walkthroughs this week. Does that make it tougher to see whether he's getting ready?
Yeah, I mean, we can take him to the side and work him a little bit harder than the rest of the guys.
What players on IR do you expect to be able to come back and practice this week?
Well, any of them that have filled the time requirement. And our practices this week won't be very strenuous, as you can imagine. So, it'll be a lost week for some of those guys.
Coach, in terms of the last 3 weeks versus the first three, the last three you've been ahead more than 83% of the time. The first 3 weeks you're only ahead 6.5% of the time. Given other changes you made, particularly in personnel with Purcell and Johnson, is there one of those two factors that's more important in your mind, playing with the lead a lot more often, or the personnel changes that you've affected, particularly on defense?
Well, playing with the lead is, that's a whole team operation there. Some of those games you're alluding to, we got off to a nice start offensively and got some points. Wasn't the case yesterday, and those guys that we have put in there have done well, and we're pleased with their play.
Do you have a relationship with Andy anyway?
I know him, but not great. But obviously, our paths have been crossed in the league for a long time. I think I've been in the league longer than him, but I know him. If we see each other, we'll say hello and chat. But
is that surprising, given how long both of you have been in the NFL?
no, because we've never worked together. So
Is that surprising?
You
guys have been around.
it tried to happen a couple times, but couldn't.
Coach, Deontay Spencer had a spectacular return. You fielded a ball at the 8. Were you okay with that?
Yeah, I mean, the rule is, we put him somewhere between the 8 and the 10, and if he gets pushed back below the 8, let it go. So the 8 is right on the border there.
He's kind of bounced around from different practice squads over the years.
AAF.
How much has his success been tied to the system and just finding the right fit?
Well, I think that's part of it anytime. Mike's a good run defender. He's strong, he's tough, he's smart, he's instinctive, and he's got the knowledge and instincts and the strength to do his job well in that tight quarters.
Time for a few more for the coach.
What do you make of the 2 games of Shelby on the end, and have you found that to be just the best fit for him moving forward?
Yeah.
What's important to you, from your perspective, in developing a player, making him better than he was before?
Well, I think that's all of our challenges. That's really what we're here to do as coaches, is to make the players better. And if you make enough of them better, you made your team better. And that's always goal number one. What's key in it?
Yeah, when you have a guy who...
Just continuing to teach them, coach them, show them teaching tapes, put them in the positions on the practice field where he can learn. Just doing that over and over and over again. But ultimately, you got to get some game reps for him, which you hope happen in preseason games a good bit of the time. Sometimes they can't.
Is Andy's screen game like any other screen game you go against? And kind of how do you, on a short week when you can't really go out and do it as much, prepare your guys for kind of the way it works?
Yeah, he's always had a good screen game all the way back to Philadelphia, and even when he was an assistant at Green Bay, they were a good screen team. So they've always got it. They may run as many as 3 to 5 a game. Might be a game or two where they only do 1 or 2, but it's always on his play call list. And there's usually misdirection involved in them, and they can be tough to handle. We've seen some of those screens from other teams. A lot of teams are running the same types of screens around the league.
Last one, Troy Rank.
Some of the players talked about afterward, like, if you're going to get where you want to go, you've got to start playing better against the Chiefs, given the recent history. Is this kind of a measuring stick game as you're trying to get over the hump?
Well, I think every game's a measuring stick. But, to your point, the Chiefs are the reigning champions in this division, I think, 3 years running. So, to some degree it is. But to me, every week's a measuring stick.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Okay.
Install security camera system? Then go with the name you trust, High West Digital Solutions, a High West energy company. The experienced team at High West Digital Solutions will customize a video security system for you, helping you keep an eye on everything going on inside or outside your home or business. Go to hwds.com or call 307-245-4333. High West Digital Solutions, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you. The team at Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange, directly across from Powers Field and Menards, are proud sponsors of the student-athletes for the 2019-2020 school year for high school and LCCC. Not only do they support the athletes, but they are ready for your next cater-out event, meeting, or gathering. A special thank you to Chick-fil-A and all they do for 1480 KRAE and our sister station KYOI-FM during the year. For more information, call Chick-fil-A at 638-4444.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Well, the wise for today, sunshine and a bit cooler. Expected daytime high of 53. Mostly clear for tonight, or low down to 30. Tomorrow, Wednesday, mostly sunny. We're calling for a daytime high near 70. Winds out of the west at 5 to 15, gusting as high as 30 miles per hour. Mostly clear Wednesday night with our low down to 36. And for Thursday, mostly sunny. We're calling for a daytime high of 73 degrees.
We're taking Cheyenne, Wyoming Sports Talk Radio to a whole new level. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Don't look at me. I think these people are completely nuts.
Stop this crazy thing! And it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
No, we really don't have much time to say much of anything. Just a reminder that our Golden Age Radio Theater will air from 8 until 10 tonight, and the best of the 50s and 60s headed your way. More Wyoming Sports Talk today, tomorrow from 3 until 5.